Hi friends, welcome to Bold. This is just a little pick-me-up to get you thinking about writing and get you into the writing zone. Something I've been thinking about today is actually advice and advice for writers, and how the second you say that you're a writer or that you're working on a book, somebody will have advice to give you. It's just guaranteed, right? They'll either have advice or they'll have a suggestion for something that you should write for them, which is always my favorite thing. Because it's interesting to see what people think are stories that like need to be told, right? And what they want to get out into the world. I always tell them, go write your own story, like, and I'll keep working on mine. But sometimes that conversation takes longer and sometimes it goes quicker. But the thing that I'm thinking about today and the point that I just wanted to talk with you about is like this idea of advice. And one of the things that I have discovered throughout my life is that basically people approach writing in so many different ways and so from so many different directions and with so many different ideas and plans and education and background. And so everybody's coming at writing from a different perspective and from a different way of telling a story. And I think the thing that is the most important thing that I've learned throughout the course of my career so far has been you got to choose the advice that works for you. So if somebody gives you a piece of advice and you're like, that actually might work, and you try it and it works, then great, right? But if you get a piece of advice and you try it and it doesn't work, also great, because you're going to find the way to which writing process is going to work for you, right? And what kind of advice is actually helpful and what is not as helpful. Because honestly, there's some advice that people give you that can just be harmful, right? That can like stop your creative process, can get you so wrapped up in some minutia or something that's so not important that you don't actually get to tell your story. So I think, they always say like take it with a grain of salt. So every piece of advice you get, advice from me, advice from your friends, advice from your parents, advice from your English teachers, I think you just take it with a grain of salt. You look at it and see if it'll work for you and for your writing life. And if it doesn't, you take it and you put it to the side and you put it in your writing advice pile, which the longer you write will grow bigger and bigger and bigger because you'll keep getting advice and you'll keep hearing what other people are doing. And in some cases, it's going to work really great for you. And in some cases, it really isn't. And I think that's true, as we've gone through our education process too. The longer you've been in school, the more you know that every teacher has a different way of approaching writing and approaching the teaching of writing. And I always saw it as, all of your writing teachers are giving you all these tools, right, to put in your toolbox or your cute little weird doggy tool bag, right? So, hey, teacher gives me this and I put it in my writer tool bag, right? And oh, it just so happens it fits perfectly. It's something I can use. It's something that I'm going to take away and like apply to my writing life. But let's say they give me this. And I'm like, okay, it's stuff is falling out of it. I don't even understand. It doesn't make any sense. I'm going to try to fit it in there. Like, this is my writing life and my writing tool bag, and it's not fitting, right? Some advice is like that. Some advice that you get, some teachers that you have, it's just not going to work for you. So you take what they give you and you take what you learn and you apply it, right? And in some cases, it's going to be really helpful and it's going to help you build your writing life. In other cases, boop, not. Take it, put it in your gigantic pile that you can eventually use to take over the world. So that's my advice for you today, to take a moment and consider your writing advice. Thanks.